Okay, back to the reviews. Now I got at least 4 things I wanted to get built and completed. Um, this one's for this guy, the Nucleon Phantom. Do a quick little 360 of him real quick. So, this guy, kind of sitting for a bit here. I haven't really done any other modifications since I finished him. But I'll give a little bit of a lore before I go into a little more talk about him. Nucleon Phantom is a Codan that was experimented on by the Ketron Phantoms and made into a KE-mutant, or Codan experiment mutant. Wait, yeah. It was Koba, Vero, and Satir that had to stop its rampage. They were only successful when Satir used her telepathy to try and control it, but ended up staggering it, allowing Vero to land a headshot. So yeah, in the lore, this thing is technically already dead, but it's not important. It's one of those builds I wanted to do to kind of fill the universe up and kind of go into what the KE-mutants are, which is the KE for Codan experiment. So basically, these are the indigenous life forms that are natural to the world. These unknown maniacal scientists are kidnapping them and turning them into, well, this half machine, barely a bit organic, or even in some forms, pure beast. The Codan are supposed to be bioorganic, or biomechanical, excuse me, like the Bionicles are, just a little bit more of a 50-50 mix. They are basically taking them and turning them into all kinds of horrid monstrosities. The Mayaks have been trying to capture them so they can see if they can reverse the effects and everything. It's literally in the lore. But yeah, this is it. Not much to really say about it, really, because it's a system build with Technic stuff. I just really wanted to try and get this whole visor hiding the head kind of thing to where it looked like it was inside of a jar and just buried deep within all this chemical that's being pumped into it. Came out pretty good, honestly. Some parts are a little bit more jankier than I would like, but that was part of the limitations and how I was able to pull it off. But yeah, it has a neutron cannon, which is basically able to deatomize anything. It has a Gatcher Claw, which is able to catch any kind of element thrown at it and able to absorb it, turning it into more of this ooze, this toxic mutagen ooze. And then an Obsidianide Blade. This thing can just basically cut through anything, but is unable to harm Demata for some reason. Must not be a perfect experiment. Oh well, not the point. But yeah, this is KE-mutant. Not a lot of articulation, a lot of points. I use these much more heavier ratchets. I would call them medium ratchets. So that way that I can have it towards nice and stable, because the ball joints aren't that strong. Mine are kind of wearing out a little bit, so more bigger, bulkier builds, I have to do it like this. When it gets outside the tubes, a pretty good range of motion. Yeah, the tubes are actually holding in pretty well. They're not actually coming apart. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good method if you want to have like a tubed gun. I also want to try and keep a little bit of asymmetricality into it, so that it looks like it's just an experiment, like it's still being worked on. It's not perfected yet. But yeah, has a complete torso 360. This is where the machine dominant portion of it comes in. It's like it's organic from the head to the elbows. That's all organic. The rest is all machine. But yeah, that's the KE-mutant. Let's get into his height real quick. That's something I forgot about. Okay, I get my ruler. We'll do inches first. Now, if we're going by just the head, he's about 6 inches tall. If we're going past that, with the tubes being the length, about 2 notches over 7 inches. Now for millimeters, if we're to subtract 2 millimeters from the head, it's about 11 millimeters. Remember to subtract 2 millimeters from the ruler. And from the top section, it's a little bit over 14 millimeters. So yeah, wait, actually, whoops, you're supposed to be jumping up 2. So actually 18 millimeters for the tubes and 15 millimeters for the head. Because again, You gotta subtract this empty space to be the full length. I almost want to make like a little platform they can all stand on that allows me to subtract a little extra, but I don't know yet. Oh man, that's a thing I'll have to think about in the future. But yeah. A pretty short kind of figure, nothing too amazingly big with it. Just something I want to get reviewed and everything so I can take it apart and use its parts, because it is using a lot of parts I need. I do other builds besides these Legends of Wahi builds. Like these pieces here, I want to use sort of different, like a vehicle build. But like I said, I use these parts outside of Legends of Wahi builds that I do, because I do other kinds of builds. And this is using a good chunk of them. I mean, these pieces in lime green, I don't have that many of. I'd like to be able to use them in something that uses lime green. But yeah, that's basically the Nucleon Phantom. Not much to really say about it. It's kind of just a little bit of a plot creature. It's not something that's supposed to be like super important, but kind of develop other characters. I won't name who she is, but she knows who she is. But yeah, this is the Nucleon Phantom. I hope you had a good day, and goodbye.